long time no see. Long time. Long time no see. Where should I even begin? I promised you a spoken video about my, like, what happened the last 3 weeks of my life, with me moving countries and, you know, just trying to find peace in this world, right? Where should I even begin? Let's start with, it was 3 weeks ago when we actually left Russia and went to Uzbekistan, to Tashkent. Beautiful city. When it comes to Uzbekistan, I've only been to Tashkent, even though there are many really, like, history-heavy, architecture-wise cities, like Samarkand. But in this case, the only thing we had to do there was to, like, see our friends and to open card, you know, bank card, because if you didn't know, Russians cannot pay with the cards that were issued in Russia, almost in any other countries. Only like a couple of those still accept our cards. So, and for somebody who like lives, who is an immigrant, who is trying to, you know, live somewhere else, it is a huge problem. I basically cannot pay. I cannot pay any type of anything, hotel, plane tickets, just groceries in any other countries with my card that was issued in Russia. So yeah, fun times. And so we went to open cards then, and we actually had to, you know, leave out of suitcase, obviously, because we've been there only for like 1 week, but we had to move twice. First time because you need to, you know, register in the country to, you know, so people know that you're officially there. And for some reason we thought that it's not possible to do for Airbnb, which is, I mean, you can be registered in the system by the owner of the place. We didn't know that, so for a couple of days we booked a hotel and we lived there, because the hotel will have to is obligated to register you in the system, and registration is what needed for you to get your bank card. And so yeah, so we moved to the hotel, then we moved out to the Airbnb because like it's cheaper and more spacious, and since we work from home we just needed more space than just, you know, a single studio apartment like it was given in the hotel. And so we just moved to an apartment, and I found a cockroach there. And even though I was like, you know, it's okay, we can still stay there because it's like temporary, the owner of the place was disgusted with the fact that we found a cockroach. He was just like, oh my god, we need to shut the whole place down, we need to, you know, call the people to exterminate. We were just like, okay, because there was like one cockroach. And he just moved us into another Airbnb that he owns, which was newly furnished, and like there was newly renovated, and it was just like nobody lived in it before us. Like some things were even, you know, in plastic like covers, and we were just like, okay. And it was way more spacious, obviously it was like very fresh. So thank you, cockroach, I guess. Thank you, cockroach, Mr. Cockroach, you did great. So yeah, which totals moving twice, right, from hotel to Airbnb with we had like very heavy, because you know, like I had to pack my whole life into the suitcase, and my boyfriend as well, and we had like several backpacks with like all the gear, with a gaming laptop, with my gaming laptop, with his work laptop, like it's a lot of stuff. So moving every time is a hassle. Then we had a lovely couple of days in that fresh apartment, and it was really nice. Obviously we met our friends, so it was a nice time. So yeah guys, I encourage you to visit Uzbekistan, Tashkent, and a couple of other places. It's a really modern city it has everything you need. It is very modern and very nice, and it has very low costs for groceries and very fresh fruit, fresh berries, everything. So I highly recommend it. And next we had a 7-hour flight to Nha Trang. This is the city in Vietnam, the most popular city by Russians. And this is the city that I've been living for a couple of years before I moved back to Russia. Since the very start of my channel, this is where I filmed all of the, you know, Vietnamese on the streets of Vietnam videos. And it is a very beautiful place, extremely beautiful. I love Vietnam. Vietnam is amazing. Vietnam is very accepting of Russians, which, you know, it is a rarity these days, and it is very beautiful. And that place, if you're interested, just read something on that place. It is like kind of historically been loved by Russians, and so there are a lot of stuff catered towards like Russians and to Russian-speaking people. There are like shops with our favorite food. There are a lot of Russian style food style restaurants and stuff, and it is very easy to go there and to live there like semi-permanently, because you know you cannot, in terms of getting like passport and whatever in Asia, you cannot get passport at all, I'm pretty sure, or like in very rare cases you probably can, but the most you can do is like long-term visa if you're like married to a Vietnamese person, or if you're like having a business there or study. This is the most you can do, like 1 year or something, maybe more, I don't know. But it has, like, Vietnam has a very loyal visa system for Russians. I told you before, I believe, so you can live up to 3 months there, and you just need to, you know, to visa run. You just exit the country, enter another country, exit that country, enter Vietnam, and you can renew your visa for another 3 months. So it is very, very easy for us to do that, and you don't have to have work there and stuff. Anyways, and that place, since the flight, like direct flights, have been opened by different companies from like different Russian countries, cities to Nha Trang. It's been flooded by Russians and Russian-speaking people, which it is not inherently bad. Like, this place became super touristic, and it is a shame, in my opinion, because some of the Russian-speaking population, like, they've been saving for a whole year for this vacation, and they just come there and pretty much, you know, behave like it's the last day of their lives. They just, you know, it's not nice. I'm pretty sure you guys, maybe if you live in a touristic area, you know what I'm talking about. And I see a huge difference between living in Vietnam like 3 to 2 years ago and right now in Nha Trang specifically. Very huge difference, and it's not the best. And so we, even before we came to Vietnam, we were discussing, just researching a new place to go to in Vietnam, and we found another place. So now we live in Ho Chi Minh. So yeah, I really like it here. We've just been, settling down for quite a while, because when we were in Uzbekistan, we received news, not so good news about my boyfriend's work, and it was right when we had to decide, like, when we go to Vietnam, or like what's our next step. So we just had to book something like pretty much the same day, but he received the news, and so we just had to decide in the moment, like, what we're gonna do. We were just, super crazy, super anxious about our future, because he's the main provider for our couple. Even though I do work and I have my own money, it is not enough for me to, sustain myself in another country. And if he had something to happen with his job, it would be like we would have to change plans. We wouldn't go back to Russia, but we would have to adjust. And so we came to Vietnam with the thought that we need to book a 3-month contract in case he needs to change his job and he needs to go to another country to, settle some legal stuff, right? So already stressed out with all of the, moving out, moving in. We came here, and every single place that we've been to was filled with smoking scent. So every apartment, and we changed 3 of them. We were just like too positive that we would be able to find a place in like 2 days. So we booked it for 2 days. And every single place that we visited that had this type of shorter contract, like 3 months or whatever, it was it had a lot of like smoke scent. How to say it? Like, it was like people smoked there for like 10 years straight. So you walk in and you just hit with a whiff of the smoke, which is super unusual, because in New Chang, this never happened in the apartment complexes, because usually people prefer to keep it smoke free, and they would only smoke in like hotels, in the hotel rooms. Those could be filled with like smoke scent. But this time, every single time they showed us a place that would allow this type of shorter contract, we would go in and we'll just get hit with the smoke scent, which, as you know, is impossible to get rid of. You can use some stuff to, try to cancel it out, but it would still smell a lot. And so we had to move out again in a new Airbnb, which was even worse than the previous one in terms of like smoke. And you guys, I just felt so much anxiety and so much, maybe it's not the right place for us. Maybe we would never find a right place to live. Maybe we should go back to Nishang and, just deal with all of this stuff with like tourists. But eventually, when my boyfriend was like, okay, he did the math and he was just like, okay, if I have to change jobs, I will do this, and we still have this much savings, and blah 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 blah. So we did the math, and we decided to look into 1-year contract here. So to the apartments that do a very long lease. Is it a lease? I don't know. Like long-term rent. And when he decided that, one of the first apartments that we saw was like, yes. We just walked in. It has some, a bit different layout in comparison to all the other apartments. So they removed one of the walls. They connected the kitchen with the living room, and it made all of the difference. It didn't feel claustrophobic, and just were happy to see that this is just exactly what we looked for. And one of the other things is, if you know Vietnam, you know that this is a very rapidly developing country, and there are always construction sites everywhere around. And that was the case for this area as well. Every single every second apartment that we've seen was facing the construction, which is not an option for us because we work from home. We need, silence. By the way, guys, I don't know if you can hear anything, any ambient noise. It is from the AC, because I'm not turning it off. I'm sorry, it is like 35 degrees outside. Sorry. But otherwise, it is super quiet here because the sound isolation in this particular building is amazing. I cannot hear anything, and there are children playing. There is like a pickleball area outside, basketball. I cannot hear a fucking thing, which is amazing. But sometimes there's also like xylophones on the children's on the playground. They have xylophones, and sometimes you can just sit here and hear, very, very creepy melody from the child using a xylophone right under like our window, which is funny. But yeah, otherwise, other than that, it is amazing, and I'm super happy I will be able to make videos because the sound isolation is amazing here. I'm super excited. You can probably still hear something because it is the window, and there are a lot of like children playing. It is children's playtime right now, so you might hear something, but it would never compare to what I faced in Nichang and in Russia. I'm super happy. Anyways, so yeah, and we've been settling for a while. We had to buy a lot of stuff, even though our apartment came with a lot of cool stuff already. But still, we needed to buy some bits and bobs. Oh, sorry, I've been talking without that sounds. I apologize. I will, I will try to film more and to, implement all of the ideas that I have now that I finally settled, dare I say. And now when I have a very silent place to film, I'm super excited. I hope you guys as well. Please bear with me. Let me just, acquire some triggers and stuff, just settle in, maybe do something. So yeah, that is the story. We're in Vietnam. We're very happy right now, and we will be here for at least 1 year, which does a lot of positive stuff to my anxiety, because I have some vision of my future for a year ahead at least. Hopefully nothing happens. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Let me know maybe video ideas. Let me know how you've been doing, what happened to you. I want to know if something good happened to you, maybe something bad that you want to share. Let me know, drop something in the comments. I hope you enjoyed. Please bear with me. I will be back in full force very soon. Hopefully I will be able to make a second video this week, maybe. So yeah, so happy to be back. I am definitely back, 1 video per week for sure, and maybe even more. So please stay tuned, please interact. I'm still not monetized. I will not be monetized in the foreseeable future, even in like at least 1 year since I live here, and it is not possible for me to get monetized here. And by the way, I will probably post a donation link soon, because I finally have an access to my account, Vietnamese bank account, which is a good thing. So yeah, if you want to support me there, you're very welcome to. If you don't, please write a comment. They make my day every single time I read them. They are my main support. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, guys. Sorry it was super long. I'm super chatty today. I haven't spoken in English for a while and I'm just like blah blah blah, cannot stop. Anyways, new video is coming soon. I love you guys.